Hello everyone, how's it going? Welcome back. I think what did I do with my angle? There you go. I destroyed my angle. I don't know what I did. Yeah, I moved the camera a little bit and I destroyed the angle, didn't I? Yeah, I did. I have to be careful there because I'm about to drop my matter there. Yeah. There you go. Here I am. How's it going there, Mitsule? How's it going, mate? Thanks for being here. And thanks everyone else. And yeah, I know when you wrote that message, I think I saw it, and there was nobody there. So you said hello, people, and there was nobody there. Incredible, amazing. People started just showing up now as I start getting my matter ready. Oh no. I'm an idiot. This thing's dry. I didn't bring the water in. I'm gonna bring the water in now. I'm gonna prepare it live here. So I have this glass which has some cold water in it, and here's my hot water. Right, here's my thermos with my boiled water. Well, it's pretty hot. It's not really boiled. It's been there for a while, but it's got some cold water in it too, because you don't want to get throat cancer, you know. So you put some of this here, you know. You want just the right temperature. You want, yeah, can't be too warm, can't be too hot. Has to be just the right amount. All right. So yeah, I think that's good. I think that's okay. And now, there you go. So this is a little bit of a mountain there. You see that? It's like on a cliff, right? It's like a cliff. So you have to pour in the inner side of it, you know, in the lower side there, you have to pour some of the water, and that will form like a foam, like a sponge. I mean, right? Well, it'll form foam as well, but it's more like a sponge that you need to put the bombilla in, the little straw there. So you put some of the water here, and yeah, there you go. It's a little bit of water to make it, to make the sponge, to create a little sponge effect. And there you go. I'll just leave the glass here. There you go. Now we wait maybe a minute. I forgot. Incredible. I never forget about that. Yeah, it's just going in with my bombishas. Didn't work. Okay, so how's everybody doing? Thank you so much for being there. I see we have some people, which is amazing. And, you know, because usually there's like 0 people here or 1 person when I arrive, when you just arrive. So, you know, miracles happen, I guess. And I'm very sorry I couldn't make it on Tuesday. You know, last minute things happen, you know, and well, you just have to do them. And, let's go. Let's get into coding. Oh, yeah, I was going to show you the stuff that I was doing with the visual scripting, but I'm gonna leave it for next Tuesday because I'm doing a whole cleanup, and now it's a mess. It's everything's broken. So yeah, it's, you know, when I clean up things, I usually go through, you know, and start renaming stuff, and it's just a mess, absolute mess. But it's coming out great. As I was doing the cleaning up and I was doing testing, because now I'm doing mostly testing and testing the interface, making sure that everything works, and doing, you know, running things. And I'm trying to find if things, you know, are running smoothly. And one of the things that, mostly on the UX side, I want to make sure that people, like regular people, can code with this, because that's one of my biggest issues. Like, I don't want this to be too hard. And it's it's hard to make sure of that, you know. It's I wanted to, since I'm trying to find a midpoint between making it you know, good for devs and non-devs. It could be too complicated for non-devs if I'm not careful here, you know. I think the key is having very good, simple, recognizable actions that are easy. Well, actions mostly, blocks, events, they are easy to execute. They're easy to just select and say, oh, this is intuitive. I'm thinking of, you know, move object, and just, oh, move object from here to here. There you go. You'll obviously need some game development concepts, like, you know, vector 3. You need to know what a vector 3 is. Otherwise you'll be lost. Like, there's many things you won't be able to do, like positioning things in a 3D world, 3D space. These are things you need to start learning. So there will be like a learning curve, of course, because there is no game developing without, you know, some sort of learning curve. You need to learn concepts. You need to learn about the game loop. But as you get accustomed to these terms, suddenly, you know, I think visual scripting will make it easier to learn these terms as you start becoming more of a pro, say, right, and more curious about how things actually work in the, you know, on the inside. And then you, some people will go in and say, hey, I actually want to, you know, look into how this function works, and maybe I need this function, and you know, I have this agent that created this function for me, and now I can do something with it. It's just, I think that's great. Misela says, yeah, arguably there are more non-devs than devs, I think. I'm not even a dev. Well, yeah, there's, of course. But the point is, I think, how many non-devs have what it takes to make a game. Because making a game is not just about being a dev. Making a game is about, the whole artistic endeavor of making a game. And the whole technical endeavor, right? There's the technical part of the art, there's a technical part of the coding, and not just that, organizing things, making sure that the game itself, the game mechanics, the gameplay, everything works and ties up well. All of that is, takes a lot. Will test your patience and will make you feel like, oh no, what have I done? I didn't know it was going to be so hard. So yeah, it's usually that's what happens, and people get frustrated. They leave halfway through and never touch the project again. I think most people, what happens to most people is they go in thinking, I'm gonna make GTA in space with this and that, and they don't even know how to make a Tetris. So starting with the basics, learning to do the simple stuff. I actually made a simple game already, and yeah, it took me a lot of time. Well, you're not a software developer in the sense of a programmer, but you are a dev now. You're a game dev. You made a game. I mean, you're technically a game dev. In the game development industry, like everyone who's doing game dev is considered a game dev. So you're a game dev now. Welcome. Yeah. Yeah, when I say non-dev, I mean non-dev in general terms. Non-software developer, non-programmers, perhaps. You can brag to your friends now. You can go and tell them I'm a game developer. Yeah. I mean, you made a game. I mean, you have to make sense of logic and things, right? Maybe you did it with visual scripting. Maybe you did it with who knows with what. But you have to make sense of some things, and well, that's that's the way it's done. All right. Let's. I have to open this thing. I forgot. Oh my god. All right. I'm gonna have to close this down. I'm gonna have to. Yeah. Let's close this down. Yeah, because it's just gonna bother us. So let's just open this, and we will. Yeah, I've been working on the also on the on some of the logic of the interpreter. The interpreter needs to like carry. I don't like the logic that I had for the references for the input parameters. In the input parameters for the blocks, like say like for each like iteration of a value, for instance, right? Say you want to iterate a list of things, right? You want to iterate a list. You want to go through each element of a list and get, say, all the pipes. You have a list of pipes that you want to iterate through, right? And in each iteration, every time you go through, you want to modify each of the pipes, right? So the reference of that pipe that you're modifying right now, that's one of the things that's most challenging to solve in a simple way, in a simple enough way, in a visual scripting language. I think these loops, say, right, loops and the references within these loops, because the loop itself is a block. It's just a block of code, but keeping the references, having like these little variables and things, and making them easily accessible throughout the block, also allowing you to nest blocks, which is a whole other thing. So yeah, the thing I had would collide at some points with the with some blocks, so I was having that issue, and I decided to rebuild that. So that's another thing I'm doing, and it's yeah. I think it's the solution I found is pretty good, but yeah, it requires some changes, and it prompted a whole cleanup basically. So yeah, because I had to rename a bunch of things. There's so many things I had to do there. So yeah, it doesn't make sense to show it to you now. But it's interesting work. It's interesting stuff, and I think that once you see it, you'll find it very, very cool. Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait till I have like the first like the very first day of coming in here with I think with the beta version. I think it'll come in with a beta version first, like my own beta version. Just sorry, a dev version. I'm not gonna call it beta. I'm not gonna say beta anymore. Enough betas. I'm just gonna come in here with my dev version of the last thing working. I'm just gonna show you how it works. We're gonna build something like a small thing with the visual scripting. That'll be really cool. We'll make some custom actions. That would be amazing. That would be amazing. All right. So like a true sneak peek, you know, for the fans, for the people who've been here for a while. You know, the three people watching, the 3 fans. The 3 fans of this live stream. That would be really cool. Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, I can't wait for that. Can't wait for that. All right, yeah, let's I'm not sharing the screen. Now let's come here and share the screen. Here we are. All right. So. Oh, Visual Studio. Okay. Let's see. What do we have? So we have a we play, and what happens? Okay, we added the barracks to this thing here. So we have barracks here now. And the barracks have the minions coming in to that point that we created. We can also upgrade, I think. Yeah, nice. I like this. Yeah, the problem we have here now is that we can upgrade that as well. We can upgrade this. That's super cool. Nice. So yeah, one of the problems we had was that we were resolving the what issue were we resolving? Let me see. I forgot. We had a to-do list here. Okay. Add upgrade carried minions for spawn tower. Yeah, we need to. So what we need to do in this case is upgrade the minions, like add the ability to upgrade the minions when we upgrade the tower, right? So say we have sorry, we need to play. So we create the barracks here, right? And so one minion comes out, another minion comes out, whatever, right? And now you create this here now. Oh, I need to move the point. But all right, when we upgrade, so we have another problem here. When we upgrade, we need to move the spawn point as well. Yeah, because we're not moving the spawn point when we upgrade. We're not setting the spawn point on upgrade. So that's one important one we need to do. Let's add it here. That's fairly crucial to do immediately. Move spawn point tower. No. Point. Move. Move. Move spawn point from spawn top. That's the problem, right? It's a mouthful. It's a mouthful. So I'm thinking of a better way to write it down. Move the spawn point of spawn tower on upgrade. Yeah, because we need to set it to the current. So right, so carry the spawn point. We'll say carry the spawn point position of the spawn tower on upgrade. So we need to carry that spawn point position that we have, because if we moved it for some reason or anything, we don't want it to either use the default one or to not use any spawn point and just leave it there in the center, right? So what we want to do is to set it right in the in the previous one. So one of the things between not just like we did here, which is carrying the minions, like carrying the minions to the other tower, we also want to carry the spawn point. But this is like, we're not even going to have an option for this. This is going to be a given. Like, we are going to do this 100%. So yeah, let's do that now, because I think that's quite important. So let's do that very first thing. So spawn tower. Yeah, this is crucial. This is like, you know, you see how the minion was instantiating like right at the center, like right at the in the tower itself. Is because the spawn point, like the local spawn point of the tower, is right at the center, and then there's the default spawn point in the base that we are carrying, right? So let's see, where's the upgrade? Remember, oh yeah, we added this like on upgrade. Here's the carried, you know, upgrade carried units thing that we need to do there. But there's also these tower minions push, you know, this thing to like get the minions that we're carrying. And something that we're going to do regardless, right, is getting the spawn point and bring it into the other tower. So we're going to do tower, the spawn point. Is it called spawn point? Where is it? Rally point. We call it rally point. I remember we called it rally point. So yeah, we call it spawn point in one place and then rally point in the other. That's like, yeah, that's like, there's a recipe for disaster. All right, so copy this, the rally point, the position. Yeah, no, the position, of course. Yeah, this is otherwise. Yeah, we need to copy the position of these rally point. Right? So we copy the position of. Sorry, no, it's the other way around. I'm an idiot. Yeah, this rally point, we need to copy the position of the tower, of the upgraded tower, right? So this is the upgraded tower, right? This is the new tower that we're going to replace, right? So this is happening like in the middle of the upgrade. Remember that we said this, we created this so that on upgrade we can do stuff to the tower, right? So what we did was we defined this in the tower itself. We said that we wanted to have a non-upgrade method that we call when we upgrade. So we have we switched the whole upgrade mechanism. It was all in game logic. And we decided, no, upgrade has to be part of the tower itself, right? Because otherwise, you know, this would make the towers be like a whole, like a system in itself. So like an independent system. So we come here and we say, okay, upgrade. And we say tower object. And we say, you know, instantiate. We do all the naming. We do everything we need to do with it. And that is generic, right? And then we call the onUpgrade. And then there in that onUpgrade, we will do the custom stuff that is specific to the tower. So we implement the onUpgrade to do the things that are specific to our tower, right? So, sorry, what am I doing? In this place here, so in this spawn tower, we are, which inherits from, which extends from tower. Sorry, I C# myself. And then we come here and we do, we have onUpgrade, right? We are creating the onUpgrade here. We say rally point position. We copy the rally position of our current. No, it was okay the last time. No, I'm an idiot. Yeah, I did it the first time. I did it well, and then I thought it was the other way around. Well, why? Crazy. Okay, so we need to copy the position of this of this rally point. Oh my god, my brain's melting. Why? Is it the bandana? Is it the bandana that's melting my brain? All right, so we have the tower rally position thing. We're copying our current rally position. So the tower is about to upgrade, and as you can see here, it will delete. Right? It will no. Where is it? Ah, here. Okay. So an upgrade, right? It will be removing this tower. Where is it doing it? Well, I don't know what it's doing it, but yeah, we are removing the tower. We're doing it. Where are we doing it? I think we're doing it on the yeah, because we need to return the tower, and we remove the current tower, probably in the game logic. I'm not a fan of that. I'm not a fan of that. But we are returning the new tower. Maybe it's because of that. But this is so bad. I mean, I don't like it one bit. No, 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 no. Yeah, on upgrade here on the UI, right? We're coming here and saying tower component, right? Selected tower upgrade, right? And here we are removing it. You see? So we're not really upgrading it. We just create a new one, and then yeah, it's not an independent system by no means. We could try. I think if this would I think the reference of the method will keep going, even if we have deleted the object and all its components and everything. The code itself will still remain. So until until it's gone and the reference and the garbage collector says bye and just kills it, right? So at that point, I think we could potentially do this same thing. My god, yeah, in here. So let's come in here. This will be a mistake. This will be a mistake. And we're doing two things at the same time, which I usually do. You know, I get distracted. This is a side quest or the thing we're doing. So I shouldn't be doing this. It's limiting my brain. Yes, the bandana it's doing it's holding my thoughts in, probably. But I can't let all my power out. You know, because it'll just be overpowered. It'll be singularity. Yeah, we don't want singularity. No. Black hole in my brain. Yeah. So, we are removing this object. We could remove from parent, but for some reason I always do this. I don't know why. Don't even. I can't explain. Some things I just can't explain. I just do them a certain way because, you know, reasons. So yeah, you follow me. You know, you'll do good. Yeah. Just okay. So okay, let's remember that we're doing two things at the same time. So we have actually made the tower, the mechanism remove itself. Okay, remember that because we have done that. So yeah, let's remove the other. In fact, let's comment it, because yeah, when I'm making a change like this, I usually just comment the other thing that I did here, because could be dangerous. Let's just comment this. Okay, we're just using the selected tower here, right? So yeah, this is what we're going to do. We're just going to do this, all right? and we'll save this. Let's save this because otherwise it will not work. And then we come here and we say, yeah, we're copying the rally point position. So this should work. This should work. Let's see. Let's see how it breaks. Yeah, right. All right. So we create the barracks here, and the minions are coming out. Are they coming out? Yeah, we upgrade, and the thing's not working. What? And the point is not working. The point thing, because we didn't save. Give me patience. Give me patience. Thank you. Sup, friend master? How's it going, mate? How's it going? How's it going? Hold on just a second. Hold on. I'm gonna... The door is... Yeah, too much banging. The door was banging because it was just too much wind. So there's this current moving around. How's it going, friend master? Thank you for being there, mate. Thank you for being there. Thank you for joining us. We have, you know, only... Here's the thing. Again. I just want to tell people, okay? To the 4 people watching on YouTube. Only the people on Twitch are commenting. We're streaming on both places, and you can see the comments are coming only. The chats are coming only from people from Twitch. That's a shame, mate. That's a shame. Where's YouTube? Where is YouTube? Defend your house. Defend your platform. You need to be present. You need to show yourself. What are you? What are you there in the comments? I don't see you there. I don't know. Are you real? Are you a robot? Are you a robot? If you're a robot, just put a robot there. Just put a robot thing there. I just want to see you're a bot. If you're a bot, I just want to see your bot face. I want to see your bot face there. Why you do that? Leave a like and a subscribe, eh? All right. So let's continue. What am I doing? I get distracted and I make a mess. All right. So this worked. So can we just put this in the to do as done? We can, right? We can. Can we? Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Now, add the upgrade carried minions for the spawn tower. So, this should be easy. Let's save the to-do list. Let's not do what we did with the other code. Okay? Please no. And so let's go to the spawn tower, and here you can see we have the little checkbox that we added to upgrade carried units. So this will allow you to create, like in your system, in your game, when you use this as a template, you can decide sort of if you want your tower, this specific tower, to sort of upgrade all units, which is what I'm probably going to use in the template thing, because we want the units that we have, we want them to upgrade when we upgrade the tower. So when we upgrade the tower, the minions that we already have like in the outside, like in the already in the field, we want them to also receive their upgrades. Oh yeah, but we can't do this until we do the upgrade of minions. Remember that? Yeah, I remember that we had a limitation with this, so we can't do this until we do that. So we have a blocker. We have a blocker for this one. We have we need the update upgradable minions, upgradable units. Hero with an E. What is this? Make units upgradable. I think that's how you spell it. Or upgradable. I don't know how to spell this. I have no idea. I don't know. I should know. I don't. And it's fine. If someone knows, please write it down in the comments, in the chat or something. Yeah, please help me out there. How do you, does it have an E or no? I don't know. I really don't know. And forgive me, English is not my mother language. Yeah, some words in Spanish I don't know how to spell either. But yeah, I think most words in Spanish, there may be some words that are hard for me in Spanish, but some unusual words maybe. We usually confuse the V's and the B's. Yeah, and sometimes the places where the H goes, if something has H or no, because the V and the B in Spanish sound the same. They're both B or V interchangeably, and mostly B's. Like even if it's a V, it's a B. And then we have, that's why you'll hear me say B when there's a V, or V when there's a B. Anything, it's just anything goes. And also the H is mute in Spanish unless it has a C, right, which is the ch sound. Otherwise, yeah. Oh no, sorry, I hit you there. I don't mean to be violent. You see, I said violent. I shouldn't say violent, but I said violent. Correct spelling is overrated. I like that. I like that. Interesting. You're missing an E. Upgradable. Thank you very much. So I wrote it correctly the first time, and I wrongly corrected myself. You see? Sometimes you just have to go with your gut. Thank you so much, mate. Thank you so much. Yeah. All right. I also, something happens to me as well. When I started learning, that's true, yeah. When I started learning Italian, when I became fluent in Italian, my Spanish started to crumble a bit because it's very similar. Sometimes I wanted to speak in Spanish and I was speaking Italian, and sometimes I wanted to speak in Italian and I would throw in Spanish stuff in it. They were interchanged so much. Now that I'm learning Greek, I find that Greek is so different to anything that it's just impossible to interchange with anything. Absolutely with anything. It's just impossible. It's not possible. You can't. Just can't. But it's in a great language. All right. So yeah, we can't do that now. Let's add. What can we do? Okay, we need to make units upgradable. Unities, they're right. Units. I dropped that Y there. Yeah. Because I had the Y just close to the T there. All right. But add, upgrade, carried minions for tower. Okay, so these ones. I don't know. Should we tackle this now, or should we do something more fun first? Because this is not that much fun. We don't have anything to upgrade really yet. So we would need to create like an upgrade system for the minions first. So what can we do that is like, stuff that we can improve from things that we have now. Let's get some things finished. Make rally point visible and movable if tower is selected. So this is interesting because this would make the spawn towers, like this would complete the spawn towers, I think. Well, no, because we need the upgrade minions thing. But the functionality in general, without the upgrading minions and all that, at least, you know, the functionality itself would be complete. And it would force us to kind of think about tower selection and how it works. This is tricky. This is a very, very tricky one. Like, upgrading units is kind of simple compared to this, I think. Then we have spread attacking enemy positions. This is quite simple. This we could do because we just have to copy the other one there. Oh, we have the other problem. Yeah, we have the problem of the remember that when a minion's coming here, right? So an enemy minion's coming through here and they start fighting a minion here, they suddenly come here to fight. Now, instead of just deciding, okay, I'm gonna go through to here, right? We're just coming into the thing here and then moving along. They just come here and then move all the way to here. So even if they are like around here fighting, right? Imagine they're fighting here and suddenly fighting another enemy here until, you know, they decide, okay, now I have to continue to the next point. They'll come here and then here because they were coming from here. Right, so come here, fight, come back here, and then move. Yeah, that's wrong. That's wrong. So we need like checkpoint system. So let's add that to the list. I don't know where. Just let's just add it here. Things to do. How I do waypoint checkpoint system, so that if you cross a checkpoint, right, we just want you to keep going to the next side, right? You shouldn't be, you know, you shouldn't go to the back if you know, yeah, that shouldn't go back basically. So yeah, that's basically a checkpoint system there. That's something we need to check if it's to consider doing. But we should also reconsider the waypoint system, I think. I'm no longer confident of the waypoint system. I think it's cool. I think it's nice because it's simple. But it's giving us some issues, some trouble. I think, yeah, I'm not too happy with it. And sprint the attack. I think sprint attack enemy positions is nice because even it works even if we have like a waypoint system. Spraying them, by spraying them I mean the same as we did with the other minions, that you see where the spawn point is here, right? So here's a spawn point and they all have the same spawn point, but they all spread around the spawn point. You see, they don't, you see, well, probably it's too short of a spread, but we can do that on the prefab. We come here on the turrets prefab. We call them turrets in one place. No, because they were called turrets in the original assets. So let's see, the barracks 1, right? Barracks 1, we can say rally gap, we can say 3, right? And this will make the rally gap. This will help them rally, I think, much better. Let's come here and say Swan rally gap here 3 as well, right? Save and exit. Add this one as well. I think rally gap 3 is fine. Well, we should have tried the first one, right? Because we should have tried it first. We should have tried it with the first one, because now if we don't like it, we're screwed. Let's see. Oh, okay, now this is a lot. This is like, it's probably too much even. I don't know. It's fine. It's fine. But yeah, we should be able to move around this rally point. We can. We just disabled it because we couldn't like have multiple barracks like this, and these two would collide here in the center as we're moving them, because we need to make sure that only if they are selected we can move them. That's a good thing to tackle. I don't know if we should tackle that now. I don't want to bore you to death. Setting up enemy waves, this is a cool thing too. Creating ranged minions, that's a cool one too. Let's do this too, because I think these two will these two are interesting, because they will these two are interesting to do because they're fun. They will give us some interesting things. This one should be simple enough, and this one will give us a more interesting sort of some more interesting aspects to our fights. So that's cool, right? That's pretty cool. Oh no, we have another bot. Oh, Chica's here. How's it going, Captain Chica? How's it going, mate? We have a bot of the bots. How's it going, mate? The uncle. I remember that. Okay. Still, you see, we see Twitch. Everything's Twitch. All the comments are Twitch. All the chats are Twitch. Where are the YouTube people? Where's the YouTube? I want to see the YouTube people. Where are you, YouTube people? It's like we had like 5 people on YouTube. There was nobody there. You know, we have now more. We have more people on Twitch now, which is insane. I mean, that's just too insane. That's incredible. All right. Yeah, please subscribe, follow, like, all that you do, and depending on the platform you're in, you know, help me out with that. It really helps. It genuinely helps. So yeah, please consider it, because it seriously helps. Like, not doing it, the platform thinks, oh, this people don't like it, you know, or it doesn't have that much engagement. I think the more people do it, the more people the platform thinks, okay, we can, you know, show it to more people. So that really helps. Yeah, consider doing it. You can. You can drink some water as well. Yeah, hot water and some cold water. Mix it up. All right. So, upgrade carrying minions for spawn tower, make rally point visible and move if tower selected, setting up enemy waves, map settings, explore routing area units. Okay, so this is important too, because this is a issue that we have. Oh, the proportional font size, yeah, that's something we need to do as well. We'll figure it out. We'll figure this one out, because we would probably need to do this with we can use media queries, or we can use code. But yeah, we'll see. For now, we're fine. We're fine in computer size. Computer size. All right. But we'll probably use media queries. I think media queries are, you know, battle tested. They're fine. You know, they'll just make they just make sense, I guess. You know, because you have there's so many different widths that you can use, right? So it makes sense to use media queries. It just makes sense. All right, so we have create range minions and spread enemy attacking enemy positions. So yeah, the enemy positions, the spreading of enemy of unit positions, because here now when we spawn, we set the spawn point here. You see how what we're doing? We're doing the rally gap. We're using the rally gap to set the random range thing here, right? It translate on X and translate on Z with a random range using this random range method that I have here, right? In utils. So I have this random range method, which is very simple. It takes a minimum, a maximum, and lets you floor it if you want. and then you say, you know, you get the math random, which is simply gives you a number between 0 and 1, and you multiply that by the subtraction of max, subtracting min from max, and then if we want to floor it, right, we floor that. Otherwise, well, plus the min. Otherwise, we just say random plus the min, and that'll give us a number between those two numbers, right? It will not be above any of them, yeah, or outside of that range. So it's a fairly simple one, right? This one too, this one's a simple lerp, but it's not working as I expected though. I thought it would work as I expected with lambda, but it's not working that way. So I need to look into it. Okay, so the spawn tower, when we set in the minion position, right, this is the thing we're doing, and this is the thing we need to do with the other minions. When we set it, when we set them, we want to set some kind of gap, and we want that gap to be yeah, a considerable gap. And well, one thing we're doing is we're making sure that they're not like one over the other, right? So yeah, that's interesting, because in this case we have like a time-based thing, so we are never instantiating two minions in the same line. They are going like, you know, lines are always like, one is always in front of the other, so they're never going to really be too close to each other. So that's interesting, I guess. I don't know. That could create some cool interactions, I guess. I don't know. Let's add this and see how it goes. Yeah. So we'll bring in the random range. Where are we setting the? I think it's game logic. Where on start we spawn wave. We do the wave spawn. So yeah, this is a simple wave spawn. We're simply spawning the enemies on a specific wave. This will change, but minimally, because this is a specific method to spawn a specific wave, right? So yeah, I think this will minimally change, but it's safe to use, right? Because we are spawning over time, right? So every time, you know, we're spawning everything within a wave. So even though we will change the mechanism in which we create the waves, we define the waves of enemies, this is a secure way to instantiate each enemy in the wave, right? Using the spawn rate and spawn time. So we should also, when we get the minion here, right? So here we get in the minion, and we could do yeah, instead of moving the waypoint, right? That's the other thing, right? Right. That was the other thing. Yes. We could move the waypoints for each minion as well, right? So each of them are going to move to a waypoint in a certain like yeah, in like they'll also move, like they could be crossing around, right, the map. So I don't know, let's try it because we want to see how it looks, right? We want to see how it looks. This is not a terrible thing to do, I think, in the sense of, yeah, it's not too bad, it's not too terrible. So we just do minion, translate X, translate Z, yeah, dot object 3D, sorry, yeah, little detail there. Yeah, this is the minion component, so we're translating it there, and yeah, let's import this. Yeah, I don't like that. There you go. And yeah, I don't like those absolute paths. I only like them when I know where they are. You know, when I explicitly set them. Otherwise, I'm not a fan. And let's use something simple, right? Let's use, say, anything, right? Let's see what happens. We will need to set this for every waypoint as well. So yeah, I don't know how that will look, but it should be interesting. Yeah. Let's use 3, just as we did with the other ones. All right. This will create, let's create something nice, I think. Let's see. So we're moving the minions already, right? So we're moving them around themselves, right? So they are not going to be in the same place. We're setting them in one place and then we're moving them around. Well, no. Wait. Are we setting the position first? No. Right, we're not setting the position. We're not setting the position here because the position is set by the this is a minion object. Yeah, okay. No, I'm an idiot. We didn't need to do minion object 3. Yeah. So here's where we're setting the position. Yeah. So what we do is, instead of all of these, we just do minion object because that's the actual thing. We just make it a bit smarter here, eh? And what we'll do is we'll go into minion dot waypoints dot for each waypoint, and whoa, there, and we'll move every waypoint. Same thing here, right? So simply move the waypoints. This is why it's cool to have the waypoints be objects, because you can have like the translate method and all these things, right? Otherwise you would have to like translate it yourself, do add and all that. But this looks more semantic. It's interesting. You get all the math from an object. Yeah, that's why I much rather work with objects than with object 3Ds than with vector 3s directly. Yeah, it solves a lot of things for you, so that's a little neat hack. That's something, always use placeholder objects and things like that. It's much better to to use. And all right, well, now we have more people on YouTube than on Twitch. Everyone on Twitch left, and we have everyone on YouTube. It's just I don't understand. I don't know what's going on. It's just so weird. All right, so it's strange. There's like one person on Twitch right now. It's crazy. So waypoints, we are passing. Yeah, so here we're passing in all the waypoints that we defined, right? The waypoints, we're passing them to the minion. Here we're moving the minion itself, and here we're moving each waypoint that we gave the minion, right? So wait, no. This will move these waypoints. Yeah, we don't want to do this. No. Because this brings the reference of the waypoints. These waypoints are objects, right? So we're passing in we're actually giving it the waypoints themselves. This is bad. This is pretty bad. So we should probably have each minion have their own waypoints. Yeah, also not a fan. This means a lot of objects. Potentially. A lot of extra objects, potentially. No. Not a fan. Not a fan. But it's exactly what we're doing with the other one, because we're giving it like a placeholder, like a stub object, and giving that object the thing. Yeah, so yeah, it's not great, is it? It's not great, but it's not terrible either, right? I mean, yeah. I'm complaining about the thing I'm complaining about here right now. It's some mini micro optimization that is just ridiculous. But hey, you know. So what we're going to do is we're going to come here and say we should bring in a lot of clones, like only clones of this thing, right? So we should copy the array. We could say something like is the waypoint, the I think it's a flat map that we can just send, and we can just say waypoint, and we just do waypoint dot clone. Yeah. Yeah, this is fine. This should be fine. This will create a lot of, this will make these waypoints not a reference to the same waypoints we have in, we have the predefined. And yeah, that will, I don't know. Mid-delay, they're showing some memes there. Some, I don't know, we've got to call them emojis. Yeah, I think this is the way to do it. If someone doesn't understand something here, you can ask me and I'll do my best to try and explain what I'm doing. But sometimes I don't even know what I'm doing. I just learn while I'm doing it. So yeah, that's really okay. Well, what's going on? No, this is not the way. This is not it. No, why are minions coming out of here? What's going on? Oh, they're coming out of 0. They're coming out of point 0. Okay. Okay. All right. Nice. Okay. So let's remove this for a second. Oh my god, this is stupid. Let's look at the other thing. I just only want to see the okay. So just one thing at a time. The waypoints with the with this thing is working fine. And here we're translating this minion. Oh, right. Because we need to keep its position like that, right? Yeah. Okay. We need to first set the position to the first one. Yeah. So yeah. Okay. That was simple to figure out. We didn't have, since we were not initializing the position, it was just initializing it between 0 and 3. You see what I mean? So now you see how the positions are a bit like randomized like that. They kind of come here and move around in a bit of a strange way, and so it won't create like, it will create like packs of enemies, I think. Maybe 3 is much of a gap. I don't know. It's too much of a gap, maybe. Should be less, maybe. I don't know. 2 was too little. 2 was like nothing. I think this is good, interesting. This creates an interesting thing, but I don't know how much interesting. I don't know. This will come through here, and it's a bit unpredictable, which is kind of interesting. Maybe too much, maybe too unpredictable. What if we create the barracks here now and see what happens with the minions? Let's see. Will they fight? Will they fight to the death? Look at them. Look at them go. So each of them will go to a different place. You see, they come here and then they come here. Yeah. Okay, so this was probably a stupid idea. Yeah. Doing is probably the best way of learning. Indeed, says Mitzle. It also says it looks more interesting now. It kind of does. It has more randomness, which is always randomness as interesting things, interesting bits to the stuff we're doing. Like the Greeks said, the ancient Greeks said, to add randomness to call the muses, brings creative thinking and creativity, with the, randomness. Like if one day you're feeling uncreative and you need a little dose of creativity, here's what you do. You first go in the shower, and while you hear the water flowing, the water running, think about the problem that you have. Get out of the shower, and then pick up a book, any book, random book in your bookshelf, and pick it up on any page, and read any line, random line. Just open it up in any page like that and just read any line. And that'll add some randomness to your thought. And that'll sort of make your brain think in a different way. And you'll get some, some fuel. It's good fuel for creativity, for imagination. Start thinking about things you just read. What is this? How does this do anything? So when we see random things, it goes like, oh, it's interesting. We're trying to find patterns. So okay. I'm not a fan. I'm not a big fan. I'm gonna be honest here. But mostly not really because I don't like the spread. I think the spread is fine. I think we should leave the spread. It's okay. But we should have some kind of some more reassurances here, because this is stupid. Like, I don't think I'm a fan. I don't think I'm a fan of this in a true sense, meaning I think it's good to have this as a tool, like just have like a spread. If someone wants to have like more of a spread, I would prefer people to have that as an option. But I wouldn't use it in many occasions. Like in a MOBA, I wouldn't use it. If I were making a MOBA, I wouldn't use this. Because in a MOBA, you want like in an arena style game like that, you would want your minions to be like all lined up. Because you want both parties to have the minions in the same way, to kind of be precise for each party, right? So you don't always want this. So this is very specific. I'm not a big fan. I think it looks cool, and it may look really cool in a specific game, but it was not a good idea as a it's not a good idea to add it as a, you know, as a built-in feature that is there and then you can't, you know, as a fixed thing. But yeah, it's cool. It's cool. It does look cool. Does look nice. What we should do is yeah, the spread is not great right now, probably. Yeah, so probably, I don't know, we should probably remove it. I will add, I don't want to remove it because we added it and this is okay, but we'll add a little checkpoint here, check thing, and we'll just set it to false, and if someone wants to use it, they're very welcome to. So we'll say spawn time, and we'll say props checkbox enemy spread equals, and we'll say 0. Okay. We'll just translate 0. There you go. Right? That sounds cool, right? That sounds cool. So we come here and we say that if is the enemy spread is greater than 0, we do this. And we want to make this, we made a checkbox. No, it's a num. Yeah, because I thought it first as a checkbox, but then I thought, oh no, we actually need a spread. So I added the spread, and then it just wasn't thinking much. But we actually need to make it also, yeah, it can't be less than 0. Many of these should be no less than 0, right? Yeah. Well, this is not given, is it? Could be in that, could you? Could be in that. I don't know. Just make it 0. And spawn rate, well, it's gonna be 0 later, right? It's minimum 0. The spawn time is gonna be minimum 0. Right. So yeah. Yeah. I think that's okay. I'm not a fan, but so we are just not going to use it for now. But I see how someone could use it in a game. It could be cool in some game. But right now, it's just going to be lined up like that, you know. I think what I would like to see though is what if we had like 2 rails, you know, like could we have like, because right now we have these waypoints, right? One's here, one's here, one's here, right? But what if we had like 2 of these, right? And there's like, you know, another one here, you know, one up here, one down here, you know, and you could go through one of these like rails things. That'll be an interesting one too. I think that's how Throne Rush works. You know, it has like pathways. You know, you go through one of these. Like if it was like a, I'm thinking of an athletic course thing, you know. I don't know the name of a, yeah, you know what I'm talking about. And so you could have one rail, you know, to move around, to run through for, and we could like alternate them. That could be interesting. That could be interesting. So we could set up, instead of having like a waypoints thing array, we could have like a we could like get an object, like have an array of objects that we get all the children, and those are like the pathways that we choose. That could be interesting as well. Yeah, that would be interesting. But I'm really wondering if we shouldn't be really just thinking about nav mesh here and just go with nav mesh and stop talking about waypoints, because I think waypoints are shit right now. Yeah, I think right now, I think waypoints were cool at the beginning, but now that we're getting through this, we're getting into this, adding some kind of nav mesh, or at least some kind of pathfinding. My problem with doing that was that I'd never like to impose one way of doing something when you could have so many different ways of doing it, you know, because there are definitely many ways of doing this. And for a simple enough game, you may just want to have waypoints. And that's like the simplest way you could do it, because honestly, like maybe you don't have, like, if you don't have the barracks, the waypoints are perfect. The waypoints works just fine, brilliantly. And if you put like checkpoints in the middle there, I think it works great. But the more flexibility you start adding to the game, like the more things you start going through, you know, like, okay, I want this and I want that, then it starts to get a bit, yeah. So you start feeling like the limitations of your implementation. So I would really like to see how this looks with a, how does implementing a star or something like that look here? That's something we need to do. So we need to, we'll add that to do for our mission stuff here. Let's add this. Consider pathfinding options. Mostly because, yeah, I don't want to close you down to say, okay, if you download this, you'll be using a star, or you'll be using a nav mesh, or you'll be using this or that. You know, I don't want to like fixate you on something where, you know, you may not need a nav mesh, and now you have a nav mesh thing. So can I add it in a way that doesn't get in the way, doesn't clog up your game, it doesn't make your game look, you know, too much? So can I make something that would allow you to use a nav mesh or something else? So I think that's the key, is I should add a nav mesh or some kind of pathfinding, like a star or something like that, some kind of pathfinding algorithm. I'm pretty sure that with a star we could make this work with the waypoints, because we could just have a waypoint system, right? And we can mix it up with that. So say the waypoint system would be with pathfinding, with any sort of pathfinding, the waypoint system, we could simply get the points that we get from the pathfinding algorithm that we have and simply substitute them, you know, just put them there. So instead of getting them from the waypoints thing in the game logic, we'll just get them from the A-star algorithm. So we could have like a, you know, custom setup, you know, to like a little function to custom setup pathfinding. And the waypoints could be like the way in which you give your minions directions. So in that way, it could work. It could work very much well, I think, because yeah, it's just, I think it's just a nav mesh, an A star. With A star, I'm absolutely sure, but nav mesh, I don't know. Yeah. I think you don't need anything greater than A star for this. The biggest issue with A star here, it's just defining. At the end of the day, you're just going to be doing nav mesh, because you will end up you'll always end up doing some kind of nav mesh, because you will always have some kind of filtering mechanism to say, okay, what is walkable and what isn't. And the difference is, are you doing it in 2D or 3D, right? In the sense of, is it XY, or is it, does it have like slopes and things you're moving around? Or because that changes things a little bit. Not too much, but it does change them. So yeah, that's important. That's pretty important. Yeah. So I'm thinking in interfaces here. What's the interface that allows you to add your own waypoints? See, the more the game grows and things are getting there, the more well, not the game, the template. The more the template, or the more things I'm adding, the more things get complex, and we have to think about more complicated issues. Because if this was a game that I'm making right now, I just decide, okay, A star, or that thing, or that other thing. But you find a cool way to do nav mesh for your own way, adding something from wherever. I would like to have a flexible enough API so that you can bring in your own whatever you want. And yeah, that would be really cool. Yeah. But yeah, don't forget to leave me a like for my efforts. I'm boring myself. Okay, so we did that. That didn't work. The spreading positions. Let's just put here like we did it, because we did. And could create arranged minions. Yeah, this we could do. We have a weapon system. We do. Yeah, we do. And then minions have weapons. So let's see how it works. Because I think most of the stuff with that is done already. We could use the same minions we have here. I don't think we need more than these minions themselves, because right now we have here a weapon, damage 1, range 3, attack rate 0.5. What's with this one? I think this one's weaker. Range 3, damage 1, 0.5. It's the same, isn't it? 1, 3, 0.5. I thought one was weaker than the other. Maybe HP is 20, and HP here, this HP is 20 as well. I don't know. Okay. Speed of 5, this one. Speed of 5, this one. I thought I thought they were different. They were way different, but yeah, no. So we just need another weapon here. Yeah. We just need to add another weapon. So we'll simply duplicate this, and we'll call it ranged minion. In fact, we'll start a trend of calling them ranged unit. I don't like the word minions anymore. We'll just call them units. But we'll start slowly changing them, because otherwise we'll have to rename everything. All right. So yeah, we have to rename the component. We have to rename a bunch of things. And we will do it, because I don't like this at all. But hey, we'll do it. Don't worry. So range unit. okay, we have a melee weapon, right? We have a melee weapon. It has an attack. We need a shoot thing. Probably use a shoot thing. Yeah. And we should probably have some kind of some way to, yeah. Yeah, now this will be interesting. Okay. This will be cool because now we need to figure out how we give our minions different animations, like what animations do we select for different weapons? Like a weapon, does the weapon bring in the animation? This is something we talked about, but we didn't do it. We actually did the animation. We sort of said, okay, it's attack and that's it. It's just sort it out. But now we can actually start thinking about the cool stuff. How do we make the weapon system be independent and bring it sort of, well, either independent, it just works by itself. Well, it won't work by itself. So how do we make it interface with the animator? That's the key here. How do we make the weapon interface with the animator to have so that each weapon will have a different animation? Do we bring in the animation, or do we just say, hey, run this clip, and we just use a string and tell it, yeah, use this clip? That's an easier way, I think, because we know that will work 100%. So we just set the animation here, and then we say run this one, like animation, like just say animation, attack animation, and we just set the name. That will be the easier way. So yeah, we could do that actually. So we just say RTS weapon. I'll just come up here. Damage. We'll say damage is 2, maybe. I don't know. Range. We'll say range is say range is 5. Yeah, or yeah, maybe 10. Yeah, maybe 10 is fine. I don't want them to attack from far away. But I don't want them to be attacking someone from the other side of the road. From across the other road. In a little thing there. Yeah, you'll see in a corner. Yeah, so around, I think it will be around 6, but I don't know. We'll see. So. Oh, I think the range is set by the I don't know what sets the range, but I think the range is the range set by this. I don't know. No, this is a sensor. Wait, we have a sensor here. This is the engage trigger, right? So the radius of it is 5. This is our collider and this is our engage trigger. So our engage trigger should be as big as our biggest weapon. I think we already did that. I think we're already doing that, but I can't remember. But we should do it that way so that we don't have to set it ourselves. Like we should make it so that it picks up our weapon. I think we did it. I'm pretty sure we did this already, but let's see. Since we spend, we have so many, I don't work on this on the week. So, I come here, we work on this, then 2 days pass and, things you forget. So, okay, let's see. We'll simply create this one here then. Yeah. Range unit, remove from here, exit, All right, so now we have a range unit. We can simply open it up. You see what I did right there, right? I opened this one. I Control D to duplicate it, right? I didn't save because I don't want to save the one we have. What I did was I brought in the duplicated one, which is separated. It's not the same as the prefab, right? And I brought it in here to say, okay, let's save this new one here. And now I can just open this one, and this is my new prefab. And there's a proper way you work with prefabs. And now we simply attack that. Yeah. It's this one, yeah. So we need a new sort of attack. We have two weapons here, right? So we have the non-ranged and the ranged weapon. So we need to set that up as well. Save this. And let's exit this. Okay. So, okay. Renaming will be indeed a nightmare. Renaming will be a nightmare. Well, it really won't. It actually won't. Right now it won't because I think the way I set it up in the last version, renaming was very simple. I actually made it so that when you rename a component, it renames everything. But since we have many variables, the problem will be in the variables. That many variables will still say something minion or minion something. So renaming them to unit will take a while. Like everything. But the components like the tough parts, the parts that break, I think I have them all figured out already, which is cool. So that'll be nice. So all right, we're creating the ranged minions. We're there. We're getting there. Yeah, we'll need to give it a weapon. We'll need to give it like particle thing bullet. So we're giving this bullet, right? And yeah, we'll say I keep doing that. Okay, this one is the ranged one, right? So I'll say origin particle there, and we'll say well, attack rate. We should probably make it like a bit higher, maybe. You know, I don't know. I don't know how fast they should shoot. I don't know. I really don't know. This will be game design stuff to figure out, right? There's game design and there's game development. This is numbers here are game design stuff, which we'll need to figure out 100%. And yeah, the origin, we would just want it to be perhaps, let's just create the origin thing. So let's create a barrel here. Let's create this thing, call it barrel, and which is where I'll put it here, maybe down here. Yeah, just put it here, right there in the center, but just a little bit to the front. We don't want it to be too much in the front. We just want to be there. There, that's fine. Yeah, and we'll use the barrel as the origin for our bullets. There you go. That's enough. Now we save and exit. Okay. So I believe that we have already done this. I think we've already gone through this. Range. No, what do we call it? What did we call it? It was the weapons, max range, max attack range. I always say in the max attack range. Engage. So no, we're not. So we will only attack those who are closer, like within the attack range. So we're not doing what I thought we were doing. We are doing something similar, just to getting, okay, which is the highest range, but we're not setting the actual sensor, like enemy sensor, you know, high enough to know, hey, where's the enemy, you know, and we need to sort of engage with the enemy and fight it. So we are only going to have like 5. And I think that's a problem, but we'll see now. We need to come here to the game logic. We'll go to the wave here, and instead of just melee minions, we'll now have also some in front. We'll put some of these units, ranged units that are going to be shooting, and yeah, shooting our minions here, right? So let's try that out. Let's save this. And let's try this out. It may break. It may be terrible. So yeah, let's see what happens. So our minions are coming out. And these first 3, they should stay like from a ranged position and start fight. Oh no. Yeah, they stay from a ranged position and they shoot. Supposedly, right? But they're not really shooting anything, are they? You see how they're using the attack position. They're using the attack animation, right? But supposedly they are shooting. Supposedly. Yeah, this is the thing, right? How big should be the sensor, and how big should be the sensor compared to the attack range, right? Because do we want our minions to be attacked if they're being attacked and they haven't sensed an enemy? Like we want to have like different censoring ranges, right? But if they're being attacked, like, do we want to respond to the attack and go and attack that minion, or do we want? So that's another setting that we may have to set, because I think some tower defenses, the enemies, like if they're not in range, like they just simply don't attack. So you have like all options there, right? You can do anything you want there, honestly. But it's a good thing to know, like this is an option that we need to set, right? Oh, Mitchell is saying maybe the origin somewhere from the hand. Or I'm thinking of it differently. Well, that one, right? Yeah, I agree. Engaged range is probably the way. Yeah, the thing is, I think it went well, because I mean they were punching, but that's because the animation that we have is punching. We don't have we haven't set the shoot animation. We have a shoot animation. We can use that now. If we put the attack animation here. Right. Yeah, no, because that'll make that the only animation. So we need to make it so that let's do that. Okay. So another thing for the to-do list is this what we finished before is make weapon control animation. There you go. So that's something we didn't add, that we needed to add. So what we do is the RTS weapon, let's say that well, wait, who's controlling the animation here, right? Because this is just controlling the attack. Oh, right. So here we're not doing anything. We haven't added like shooting mechanism or anything like that, which is okay, which is shooting. See this? We're not shooting the projectile because we're not instantiating it. We're not doing anything. We're just attacking on all right. This is being controlled. This is just a weapon with an attack. Okay, this is how we did it. Okay, right. So the only one who can use this is the minion. The minion has weapons. And we attack with our weapons, right? This is, you know, how it sees if it's in attack state, attack. There you go. So it has shortest range weapon. So the one that is the shortest range will attack when we are in shortest range, right? We'll look for that weapon and it will attack. We'll use that weapon that we have the shortest range. And it's not really, it's closest range. Well, yeah, it's closest range is the closest to the enemy. Where the range, the range is closer to the enemy, which is ridiculous, right? I mean, it just put this most stupid thing that so if you're like if you get close enough to get a melee, it'll start attacking with melee. You see what I mean? So it will use the one that is closer to the enemy, but the shortest one. So if you're within the melee and the shooting, it will shoot you. But once you get into the melee range, it'll just start hitting you with the fists. But first, to make sure that things are working, what we need to do is, here we're setting the attack animation, right? So actually what we should have is the weapon we should give the weapon the attack animation, right? So what we'll do is we'll set the attack animation down here. There you go. And we'll use the, well, no, we're applying the damage there. Yeah, no, let's do this. First thing we do is we'll use shortest range weapon, and we should have here an attack animation, right? So we need to create this. We need to create this. Yeah, we need to add a re props text attack animation, and we'll just say equals attack by default. So it will look, so we need to have this. So this is one of those things that are like mandatory things. So this requires to have this stuff, because it's not limiting. It's not limiting because it's working within the infrastructure, and that's good. I think we're working with infrastructure, so that is I think it's safe to use, to require in something, right? So we use attack animation like that, and we save. There you go. So now what we do is we know that by default it's attack. We could actually make a drop down and make it select one of the animations. We're going to do that later. I'm going to show you how it's done because it's amazing. You can use that in your own components, and it's amazing. Downbarrel knows how to do it. Shout out to Downbarrel doing amazing stuff. You have to go, if you haven't gone into Discord, go into Discord and go watch the post by Downbarrel. It's incredible. The stuff he's doing, like, just basically like hacking all the engine, all the interface of the engine, just going in and crazy adding buttons everywhere. It's amazing. Downbarrel is nuts. It's amazing. It's absolutely says Mitzele. Crazy guy. I love. Here's the thing. I made Rogue Engine thinking about this should be a platform. This should be a platform. It's extendable. It should be all this. And Downbarrel understood everything. He just goes in there and starts like adding buttons, throwing things at everything, and it's crazy, right? Adding panels and memes and things, little emojis and animations. It's crazy stuff, but it's amazing. Like the Flappy Bird thing is just made of Flappy Bird on top of the engine. It's crazy. I mean, why, right? Why, you would ask yourself, why? Because he can, and that's great. That's fantastic. I love that. I love that spirit. I think it's amazing. I think he's great. He's great, and I appreciate that use of the engine because it honestly it was one big intention I had. Like, if someone wants to do all that shit, I want him to be able to do it because it looks really cool, doesn't it? I mean, it's really great. So I'm happy with it. I'm really happy with what Dan Barber's doing. I hope he's happy doing it, because I'm having fun watching it, and I'm having fun watching all the stuff he's doing. Yeah, it's very demo scene, you know. It's very like demo scene, the kind of thing. When the engine becomes the platform, you know, and the engine is the thing, you know, it's the game. The engine's a game now. It's just, you know, just play the engine instead of playing the games created by. I think that's just top notch. I love that. Yeah, I really need to document the extension API. There isn't a lot of stuff there hidden. It's not hidden for any reason other than it's just not documented because it's not stable enough. But you can do a bunch of shit with the engine. I mean, it has lots of controls to be like very safe, but it's but it lets you control your interface and your whole environment in maximum ways. You can really do anything you want. And I love that. You know, people really engage into that. You know, we need more of that Dunbar Wren energy going about. You know, just that Linux energy, as he would call it, which is amazing. You know, working the engine like it's the game. It's awesome. It's really brilliant. Yeah, certainly is. Okay, all right. So we come here to the range unit thing. We come here and we say, okay, this is a tag, and this will be shoot. Okay. So we add an animation. We'll call it shoot, and we'll set the animation. Okay. Do we have animations yet? Which animations do we have? Enemies. Melee bot. No. Animations here. Okay. So we have a shoot animation here. Yeah. Let's use a shoot animation. And see how it looks. Oh. Oh, that's not shooting, mate. That's not shooting. We know what you're doing, but you're not shooting, my friend. You're not shooting. You're shooting something else. You're shooting all kind of load. That's not appropriate for YouTube, mate. That's not appropriate for YouTube. YouTube will ban us if you keep doing that, mate. Just stop. Brilliant. We just have some uncensored. This is illegal in the UK. This is now illegal here in the UK. You can't have, you know, an animation like that. Oh my god, that was hardly shooting, wasn't it? Oh my god, let's try it again. Yeah. That's going. That's not that kind of robot. That's another kind of robot. That's the one you get in you know, other places. You know, you got. That'll really give you some fun, right? Oh my god. That's so fantastic. That's amazing. All right. Yeah, let's not use that. Let's not use that one. That was cool. Yeah, we don't have any other one. Yeah, because the attack one, this one is just, yeah, the punch. Yeah, the walk, even the walk looks very, very. I can't say words. Oh my god, YouTube. Why can't I say words, YouTube? I want to say things. Let me free, YouTube. Let me free. Let me be. YouTube. I have so many jokes that I can't say. YouTube. Google. Stop being a nanny. Yeah, so we'll start doing those movements when we get to that point. which will be interesting. Yeah. So we'll save this. And yeah, now we'll see the minion doing interesting stuff. Some yeah, just some movements. Yeah, some gymnastics. You know, it's good that it's going to do those things far away. You know, it's gonna. Oh no, why is he attacking like that? Well, they are attacking though long range. We saved, right? Did we save? Did we save? We saved. I think we saved. Didn't we? Wait. Shoot. Barrel thing. Yeah. Attack. Shoot animation. Yeah. We have the shoot animation. It's gonna be hard recovering from this. Oh my god. Yeah, that's not a shoot animation, right? That's not how you shoot. That's how you shoot something else, man. No. It's getting dirty very fast, mate. It's getting very dirty very fast. Oh no. I think we're gonna have a game that we could have uploaded to itch a while back. Now we can't. Now we shouldn't. Okay. Too bad, eh? Nanny states. That's all I'm going to say. I already did an editorial on this. The other stream. The other time. Nanny state. And I'm going to say it again. Fuck the nanny state. So, why isn't it working then? Attack animation. Because it's attack until it isn't, right? Range is 10. And we know it's ranged. It's in a ranged position. Is it a cache issue of some kind? I mean, because it's weird, right? It's weird. It should be working just fine. It should be doing its thing. It should be just doing the move. It should be just doing the move. Can you move for us? Yeah. Thank you so much for showing us your moves. Okay. Good. You can stop now. Thank you. You're ready for OnlyFans. Bots OnlyFans, right? Okay, so we have the shoot animation here. It is there. So what's your problem? Why are you trying to get in our way? It's not cool, mate. It's not cool. It's not cool. Yeah, we know we're not shooting anything here with this because yeah, we're just not shooting anything, but we should be using the animation, right? We have the shortest range thing and we're attacking. I don't know what's going on there. It's pretty weird. I saw that the minions were falling in different positions, in the wrong positions, which is strange. Yeah, they shouldn't be falling in those positions. Hmm. Hmm. Okay, so what if we put here? Well, let's put this one here. Let's change it up, switch it up, and let's put the arranged ones at the back, so that we see them do their thing. They dance their dance, the back. Yeah, but it's really strange. I mean, this should be working. Why isn't it showing the animations? Let's see the range unit now. Okay, it has a shoot animation, yeah, and this one has a shoot animation. Oh, I didn't put it in the barracks. I'm an idiot. Okay, yeah, no, I'm an absolute idiot. I'm an absolute not. Okay. I'm doing something wrong here. This is the only place where we're attacking. We're getting the weapon that is... And we know we're attacking with the distance weapons. We know we're using the right weapon. Because that's, I mean, that's the one we're attacking with. Because of the range. Just because of the range. Just because of the distance that it's from the enemy. We know where it's attacking. And it's selecting the state because... It's setting the max attack range. It set the max attack range to be, yeah, that of the biggest weapon, like weapon with the biggest range. Huh. We're getting all the weapons. Yeah, and that's the correct weapon, indeed. So, something strange going on here. Why is it using... Why is it using the wrong one? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, I have to leave. Yeah, this has been a bit too long. Oh, we have Guitar James. How's it going? Never heard of Rogue Engine. Well, Rogue Engine is a game engine to build web games. It's an engine to build games for three.js. You can go to rogueengine.io and if you're on YouTube, so you can go and see all the stuff I have on YouTube about Rogue Engine. There's some videos there on my channel. And there's a whole list of live streams that I've been doing working on this game. Well, this is not really a game. I'm making a template. I'm building this this template that you'll be able to use to create RTS games and tower defense games. Because we went from tower defense to kind of, okay, we could use this for RTS games too. So what we're building here is mostly a platform to make those games. And we also have this minion right now that is doing, inappropriate moves. This is not the way you behave in society, and in front of children and all that. So please stop, okay? And we have that, and we're having fun. We're having a lot of fun. It's complicated. It's difficult, mostly because it's we have to think of this as a platform. But I think it's really cool. Because it's gonna bring a lot of fun memories to everyone. it's gonna. Hopefully it's gonna help you. Ignite some creativity to make a game in the range of this, because with all the little settings that we're given this, you'll be able to kind of easily set up a game that is kind of like a tower defense, but you can give it your little twist and all that, with a little code or no code at all. The new version of Rogue Engine will have visual scripting as well, and we'll include visual scripting in all this as well, so that will be a lot of fun too, eh? That's an absolute degen robot. That's a robot that shouldn't be in society, mate. That's a robot. Unless unless you like that kind of robot, right? And you shouldn't put that robot in a school, for instance, right? Maybe you put it, someone's home, maybe, but no problem, mate. No problem. Only robots. There you go. That was Mitzler with the joke. That was a joke. That was a joke. Brilliant. Yeah, that's amazing. All right. It was fun to be here. Amazing as always. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm live on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Unless there's a problem, I will leave a post on YouTube always. If there's something, for some reason I can't come in on Tuesday or Thursday, 7 p.m. GMT, I leave a post there and I say, I can't be here today, something like that. And you will know that I can't be here. And the reason why, if I can explain it, or if it's too complicated to explain, if it's like, I had to do this, thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for being there, and for making this fun. It's fun when there's people there. If there's no people there, it's fun, but it's less fun. It's a lot less fun. It's just like, why am I even streaming? And so, it makes it a lot more fun when there's people there and people who chat and people who can be there for, when I make a joke, to say, that wasn't funny, mate. You're not funny. So, it's also that kind of support that I need. So, thank you so much. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Boom. I forgot. Stupid interface. I keep doing the wrong thing here. Bye again. Bye. You as well, mate. Bye bye.